Hey there, hey friends, Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice, and welcome to another Water Soluble Wednesday, friends. Today, we are tackling March 2026 Like Wish watercolor calendar page, and the supplies that I'm using are going to be a couple of synthetic brushes, both squirrel and nylon. I am using the 12 tube set of White Knight's Professional Watercolors, as well as a 12 full pan set of White Knight Professional Granulating Watercolors in order to paint a really moody sky landscape with you guys. Now, of course, lately I've been doing a lot of winter themed landscapes, and March 20th actually starts spring, so I figured it was time to start doing some landscapes that had greenery in it. But I did want to do a really moody sky because I just received this 12 full pan granulating set of White Knights in the mail, and I was like, I really want to use them. Now, just in case you're wondering, yes, it was a lot of fun, and yes, I enjoyed using the granulating watercolors in the sky. So I started off with ultramarine blue, which is a very granulating blue, in order to paint in the sky after putting in a horizon line. And then I'm going back to paint those clouds in with one of those new Moody granulating colors from the 12 full pan White Knight set. And I was automatically already loving the way it was turning out. The paints flow and move so well. And don't worry, I will have a review for those granulating colors coming up over the next week and a half or so, after I've had a chance to get a few paintings under my belt just to see how I truly feel about them. I also want to let you guys know that if you are a member of the Creation Station, part of the Defyantarts Thrifty Apprentice Patreon art community, then this video is available as this month's real-time tutorial under the Just Keep Painting video series. So you have access to step-by-step instructionals on how I walked through this entire composition from beginning to end, and it was a lot of fun in that class. So if you are a member of the Creation Station, don't forget to go back and check this out in real time if you would like to. And if you're not a member of the Creation Station, I encourage you to check out the Patreon link in the video description. Head on over to the Defyantarts Patreon community, click on membership, and read the advantages that come along with being a member of the Creation Station, and join up if you would like to. If you want to just join the Defyantarts Patreon community, there's also a free level that does have access to many things that goes on Patreon. So by all means, choose what's best for you, and I hope to see you guys there. It is a lot of fun, and it comes with a lot of perks. Now at this point, I'm going to move into painting the water here, and basically I'm just replicating the colors from the sky into the water, which is just ultramarine blue. Now you'll notice that I do have a mountain kind of sketched out across the horizon line. So as I do my water, I'm going to put down the colors from the sky, but then I'm going to go in and immediately start to put in the shadows from the tree line or the mountain line. I have discovered that doing wet into wet painting when it comes to putting shadows specifically into your water area really helps it not only blend together really well, but gives it a much more natural look. Now that's not to say that you can't put your shadows in after you've already done your water and given it time to dry. It's just to say that in my experience, I feel that it blends together and looks a bit more natural when you do it wet into wet. Now, with that said, I am going to go back and enhance the colors that I put in the water by putting a layer on once the first layer has dried, but I did just kind of want to throw that out there just in case you may be new to watercolor or you're just getting started. Try many different types of ways to pull off what you're trying to pull off. Always remember that you're only working on a piece of paper. It's not that serious, and you can always grab another piece of paper to try it again. I always want to encourage anyone who watches any of my videos, content, or hangs out live to remember that I want you to take it easy on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Art is supposed to be joyous and fun and loving. And if you put too much pressure on yourself, you may find that you get frustrated and want to give up quicker than it took you to actually begin and get started. So don't let yourself go there. Be kind to yourself. And if you need it, hit me up and I'll be kind to you for you. Okay. So here I'm painting in the mountain line. Now I'm just using the sap green, or the sappiest green color from the 12 tube set that I was telling you guys about. Most of the granulating colors went into the sky. I did try to make sure that as I moved down the paper towards the foreground, I stayed away from the granulation because I wanted the texture in the sky and not in a lot of other places. With this said, it is a landscape. So if you're using granulating watercolors, just know that that will actually lend to the overall look of a landscape when you're painting it. And it adds a lot of texture, a lot of life and fun, a lot of movement, should I say, to your landscapes. Now, once I got the base coat of green on the mountain, I mixed that same green with some ultramarine blue, so it will be adding texture to the darker version of the green. And I dropped it in along the very base of the mountain or tree line, whatever you decide to make yours, and let it flow upward. Then using the tip of my brush, I just kind of blended it in here and there, just so it will look like a distant, kind of blurred tree line just a little bit. Sort of nondescript, the brain is kind of going to pick up on it and be like, oh, those are probably trees back there. So you don't have to put too much effort into that. Just remember to wet that mountain, drop that darker color in at the bottom, and let the wet into wet do its own thing. Sometimes it helps to just put the paint on the paper and let the paint make the decisions about what's going to happen. The one thing I've discovered about watercolor is that you don't control it, it controls you. You guide it, and then it creates beautiful effects that typically leaves you pretty pleased if you just kind of go with the flow. Now here you'll see I'm actually going back in and enhancing the shadow from that green of that mountain, which is what I was telling you guys about earlier. So although I did suggest that you do it wet into wet, always remember that you can layer your watercolors. Watercolors are transparent and they're meant to layer and glaze and build. And when you do this, you're building saturation, you're building depth, and you're just giving your composition all around more body. And I really love the way that that normally works out. Once I gave that time to dry, I'm moving into doing the foreground. Now, this particular composition is nothing that's extremely advanced or hard, but it does have a few elements in it that you could pick up on and take across your other creations into other landscapes that you're doing. So always remember that you can jump back over to these videos and pick up the techniques that you want to or you need to in order to use anywhere else. That's one of the great things about it being a video that you have complete control of. Also, keep in mind that you can slow down the time lapse if you need to. Just simply use the gear icon on your YouTube video player, go to playback speed, and you can slow it down or even speed it up if that's what you chose to do. Now for the foliage that's in the foreground, it was pretty simple. I'm using the same colors that I used in the tree line along the horizon. I used a base green in order to basically put in grass, dropped in darker color at the bottom of that grass, and then used what I call a credit card scraper, which is basically a cut up piece of credit card, or you can use the back of your aquarelle brushes or anything that gives you a kind of sharp point that you can pull that color up and give it grass texture. Now what I have found, although this abrades the paper, sort of damages it, it also gives it a very lifelike grass look. And you can use that technique to do many different things, from the texture on wood to the lines and textures that are in rocks, trees. There's just so many different applications for that very free tool, which is basically cutting off the end of an old credit card or an old gift card. And there you have a watercolor tool that'll work wonderfully in so many different situations. I'm going to jump over to the other little land mass there and basically doing the exact same thing. Starting with my lighter green, going in with more mass tone, adding in darker color, and then grabbing the credit card scraper and once again pulling those grasses up into those really fine details. As you can see, the closer it gets to you, actually the more realism it sort of gives the overall painting. And believe it or not, these are all of the major elements of this. Wanted to keep it really kind of straightforward, keep it somewhere in the realm of beginner friendly to intermediate. That way anyone who decided they wanted to try to tackle this could without any problems. Now, if you don't have the watercolor calendar page, that is perfectly fine. You can always just grab a regular piece of watercolor paper, cut it down to the size that you would like for it to be, and give this a try. And you'll notice here that I'm actually enhancing that grass by taking a very small, fine detail brush and just pulling up those grasses. And here's the thing, if you pull them in different directions instead of the same direction, it's also going to give it a little bit more realism. All of these little tricks kind of help add to your illustration not being flat and giving it more of a 3D feel that will be pretty appealing once it's all said and done. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in the reflections. And it's just grabbing some of that lighter green color, putting down a little base under the land area there. And then once again, putting up those little grasses, but this time in the opposite direction, so to speak. And you'll notice that it starts to look like grass reflecting in the water. And I'm going to do that on both sides, the left and the right. I'll also grab a little bit of, I think it was burnt umber, because I wanted to give a little bit more definition between the land and the actual reflection. So I am going to darken that little strip up just a little bit so it'll look like there's a bit of land that grass is growing off of. And you'll see me get to doing that once I put in these reflections. And this was fun. It was easy and it was fun. So I definitely suggest that you guys give this a try. And don't forget to check out the Creation Station as well. See what it's all about, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys over there. Ultimately, to wrap all of this up, once I put in the reflection and make sure that I have the little bank line of those two front grass patches showing, I'm going to go in with some bleed proof and add in some sparkles on my water. Now the sky is really cloudy, so you would just have light kind of shimmering through here and there. And I did want to make sure that I kept the overall mood from the sky throughout the entire painting, which is why you'll see that those grasses are a little bit darker, just to kind of make it look like maybe a shadow is reflecting on them. And that's definitely going to just kind of wrap this pretty straightforward illustration up. Guys, if you saw, picked up on, heard anything you like, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, sprinkling a little love. Keep in mind that that does wonders for the video and it really helps out the channel. So do give the video a thumbs up. Feel free to share. Sharing is caring, and it's going to help do predominantly the same thing that liking the video will do. If you're new to the channel or returning and haven't subscribed, do consider hitting that subscription button and notification bell so you'll know when we go live, when we upload. Take advantage of the comment section. Let me know, did you paint along today? If you did you like the illustration? What did you think of the video? Give this a try. I definitely encourage you to give it a try. It's rather easy. It really, really is, friends. You can check the video description for all of the relevant links. I encourage you to check out the Defiant Art website where you get all of the things Defiant. You can check out all of the social links. There is a link for Paints, Pencils, Pastels, and Markers, which is the Facebook's group that we have, Instagram. So, and I really am trying to build the following on Instagram. So definitely check that link, hit that link and give a follow over there. You can get the most recommended product list down there, as well as I explained to you guys earlier, the link for Patreon and the Creation Station, so you can check out the Defiant Art Thrifty Apprentice Patreon community, which I really encourage you guys to give that a look-see over. That is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And remember, as I tell you guys at the end of every single video and live that we have, I artsy love you, my friends, and remember to always just keep creating.